A really tough match. Obviously, they come from an incredible run last year in the Championship. They did extremely well. They haven't lost a game yet in the Premier League, and they played against three very difficult opponents. So credit to them. I think it will be a difficult game.
Aleksandar Mitrovic, some people question how well he will do in the Premier League, but started the season really well. Is it mainly his aerial threat the biggest defensive challenge tomorrow?
Well, when he's around the box, as you could see last season, scored 43 goals in the league, and he's already scored 3 goals this season. So it tells you the efficiency that he has in these areas, and obviously is one of the main threats of Fulham. Now 3 years since he joined the club, and obviously had some very good moments, some other where he hasn't really contributed that much to a team in terms of minutes, and we have decided for every party that it was the best decision to allow him to go. He needs to play minutes, he needs to play football. He was really adamant to do that, and we decided it was the best thing for everybody to do it. I think you have to go in every competition that we are present, try to win it, to go step by step. Obviously, let's see what the draw brings today, and start to prepare the competition the best possible way as well.
There was a story in the papers earlier this week about financial fair play and Arsenal being on a potential UEFA watch list. I just wondered if we could get your response to that.
We are compliant and we have heard nothing, so I don't know where that is coming from.
So that will have no bearing on any potential incomings in the next few weeks at all?
No, I think the club has been very disciplined all the time, and with a very clear vision how we want to do things, the limitation we have, and how we have to deal with things. So in that sense, nothing changes.
Okay.
How difficult and how beautiful life is when you win or lose, especially that. And then that looking back, obviously analyzing the journey and how many things have happened in the way, that every decision counts, that consistency is so important, and just do what you believe in, because at the end it will happen.
You mentioned the word journey there, and you've used the word project quite a few times in press conferences. Have you always steadfastly been behind the journey and the project, or did you even at any point doubt that you would get to this point now where you are in such a good position?
We are human beings, we doubt, especially when you lose football matches, and when the environment turns around and you don't find the real way to win matches, even though sometimes you deserve to do that, trying to find other ways to adapt. And I think you have to adapt, but at the end you have to feel what you do, because it's the best way to transmit it, especially to your players and then to our supporters and everybody around the club. And this is what we have tried to do at all times.
You got the Europa League draw.
Well, I think it's a question for all the Premier League teams that are buying 6, 7, 8 players in their starting 11. So you ask that question, what is failure? We have to perform. We have to do week in, week out. We have started well, and we have to focus on the next match. That's it.
James. Hi, Mikel. Just on Nico. We know that at the time that Nico was not the player the manager wanted, and it was a huge investment. Of late, when you've been spending money, it's been on players that have made a real impact, and we know you've wanted. Do you feel like the club has learned some lessons of recruitment from maybe the struggles that Nico had?
I don't know. The club and whoever decides to bring players all the time, whether I'm involved or whoever was involved in the past, it's always with the best intention, because they believed at the time that it was the best player we could get in the market to have an impact for the club. But sometimes it's not that easy, and you see that everywhere, that you get a top player, you put in a different cost, and suddenly it doesn't work. It's this industry is very complicated. We try to minimize the risk as much as possible, but at the end of the day, they are not machines, they are human beings, and they need all the factors to go right to fulfill their potential.